Hey, what's up everyone? This is Cassius Methyl. This is your weekly horoscope, the collective horoscope that everyone feels, though everyone feels it differently, of course. Okay, so today, July 6th, Monday, we have the sun exactly opposite Pluto. This seems to be very calm relative to the way it is every year, because the moon is acting like a safeguard right now. The moon is trining the sun and sextiling Pluto, being a safeguard, preventing things from being explosive, and it's kind of like a cosmic blessing. It's pretty fateful. The Mercury T trine, the sextile between Uranus and Jupiter/Venus is ending, so that boost to your will to learn, unfortunately, is kind of fading. But the Uranus-Jupiter trine is still in effect, so keep learning, keep utilizing this will to learn as much as you can until it's over. The highlight of darkness of this era, the semi-square between Saturn and Pluto, is still in effect, as you can see the bottom of the screen right there. The semi-square between Pluto and Saturn is a very important thing that most people completely just didn't even notice. Anytime that another planet triggers that right there, it brings flooding darkness, limitation, Saturn-Pluto type stuff into the mix. Saturn is obviously not inherently dark. There are good things that come from Saturn, like, truth and stability and things like that. But Saturn combining with Pluto frequently is a very dark feeling. It's like a hard lesson. And the fact that the Mars and the Sun is making a square to the North Node right now, though it's finishing up, that is an indication of a period of lessons, a period of hard lessons. That's a very clear indication, The North Node's sextile to Saturn also indicates that it's a lesson, So, but so for the next day, for Tuesday, it's highlighted even more. See, the square from Jupiter to Saturn is finally starting. This hasn't happened since 2005. This is a testing period. This is a harsh angle between the two largest planets in the sky. This is a significant period of time. It's going to peak August 3rd. It's just now starting. This is going to be extremely significant, the square between Saturn and Jupiter. Now, this is a period of solidification of ideas, testing the things that you've learned in the last several years of the Uranus-Pluto square, and it's a very important period of trial, testing. It's kind of like hard lessons. That's what this era is right now. So the square to Jupiter and Saturn, it's going to activate the semi-square between Pluto and Saturn, and it's going to be a much more intense Jupiter square Saturn than we typically have every 10 years or so. So that's going to be the highlight of everything up until August 3rd, when it peaks. Venus is going to go retrograde right there, and it's going to come retrograde to conjoin Jupiter exactly when it squares Saturn on August 3rd, both of them exactly on the star Regulus. So there's going to be a fiery Leo energy filling this, the Regulus energy filling this cycle. Now, so this is Tuesday. The highlight of Tuesday is, let's see, the moon will trine Saturn, possibly bring relaxation, less tension to this Pluto-Saturn semisquare. The moon is going to conjunct the south node and oppose the north node, though, so it could very well agitate these hard lessons it could agitate you. But it's a pretty mild transit, as the moon always is. And let's see. The trine from Neptune to Mars is it could kind of throw you into deep imagination, potential. Your drive could be all over the place. Your passion, your fire could get confusing. You could think, like, why am I really trying to do this? You could question your motives, and that plays into the whole mechanisms of, North Node, square, Mars, and all that. It's like a time of questioning your true motives. That's what this era is about. It's about questioning your true motives. It's about really making sure what you know is the truth. It's about refining what you've learned in the past several years. And that's the focus of this. So, going on to the next day, Wednesday. The moon conjoins Uranus on Wednesday. Towards the latter part of Wednesday, this is a time when you'll find yourself thinking deeper, using the Jupiter Uranus trine. The moon will activate the Jupiter-Uranus trine and encourage you to learn and think deeper on Wednesday. That's the focus of Wednesday. Mercury enters Cancer on the same day, and you may be thinking deep things still with Neptune trining Mars. Your thoughts could be all over the place. You will be questioning your motives still, but you will be especially, you'll be thinking deeply on Wednesday, positively, so that's good. Think deeply on Wednesday. Going to Thursday, the moon is in a pretty basic place, it's not really doing that much. It's kind of relaxed compared to the other days. It's making a trine to Venus. But now, getting on to Thursday, the Mars starts opposing Pluto, and that's an extremely volatile aspect, one of the most volatile aspects in astrology. So you'll see tensions really start to escalate on Thursday. Mars starting to oppose Pluto. The same influences for the rest of the week are still in effect. And, they recently discovered, NASA announced that Pluto is actually red, just as red as Mars. It makes perfect sense because Pluto is fiery like Mars, and Mars oppositions to Pluto, squares to Pluto, are some of the most volatile aspects in astrology. You wonder why? That makes perfect sense. So going on to Friday, Mars starts to oppose Pluto even further. The moon makes a trine to Pluto, which means that you may have piercing thoughts on this day. It may agitate the Mars-Pluto opposition, and you may find yourself thinking about deep, fiery things. You might pierce deep into your thoughts, and that's what's happening. Saturday, we have a tense angle. Saturday will be the most tense day of the week, Saturday and Sunday, as Mars comes closer to opposing Pluto, and there's what I call a sesquitrine to the Moon, Jupiter, Venus, and the opposition of Mars and Pluto. The most tense days of this week will be Saturday and Sunday. So, that's your weekly horoscope. I hope that helped you. I hope that helped you. And much love and peace. Peace.